So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's health seminar. Today is our back to school seminar. We are talking about our children today. As you all know, our children are going back to school tomorrow. And we're just here looking at how can we be able to ensure that their learning is smooth, that they perform well in school, and they remain healthy and even get stronger, even in school premises. And today we have a very, very special guest speaker who is going to talk to us. She happens to be a principal in a school. I think she's the best person to basically share about our children's health talk, our back to school talk. And she knows the challenges that people go through when they go back to school, especially our students. And that is none other than Juliet. Juliet, are you ready?
Yes, Fred, I'm ready.
Fantastic. Then you can take it away.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. I'm Juliet Wahome, as you've heard, and I'm very, very excited to be sharing this evening. I'm a teacher by profession, as you've heard, and I happen to have the privilege of heading a school.
Sorry, Juliet, your video is off. We cannot see you, but we can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Okay, there. Is that okay now?
That's perfect.
Great. So as I've said, my name is Juliet Wahome, a teacher by profession. For the last about 24 years. I happen to have the privilege right now to be heading a school for the last 2 years. I love the job. Apart from being a teacher and a principal, I'm also a distributor with New Life International. And that is why I have a lot of passion when it comes to health and good nutrition, longer, healthier life, to be precise. And I believe in making the world a healthier and a happy place. And that is why this evening, I'd like to share with us about our children, our children's health. I'm also a mother, a wife and a mother of four girls. One is an adult, actually two. One is an adult, the other one is just about to be an adult because she'll be turning 18 in August. The other one is turning 15 this week, and the last born will be 10. Actually 11 next year in March. She's already 10. So through this, our company that I'm going to be telling you about as we talk about health, I have discovered a better health. I happen to come from a family where, well, most of the time we suffer a myriad of allergies, especially like now when it is really cold. I don't know whether it's cold where you are at, but here in VITA, it's rather cold. And at a time like now, before I learned about better health, better nutrition, I would be either very blocked, sneezing, or overdressed because of the weather. But because of these wonderful Neolife products, I've been able to lead a healthier life. Not just myself, but even members of my family. When I talk about allergies, those who have them, you know what they are. They can be really bad because you may be very well 1 minute, the next minute you have a running nose, you have puffy eyes, you have, blocked nose, and simply it just changes everything, especially when you react to something. So maybe somebody on this call may have experienced that. For me, I have, and I can say that I'm better. I'm in a better position to cope with now those conditions. And apart from the health benefits, I've also been able to make an extra income. As you've heard, I'm a teacher by profession. We all know our economy is not doing so well, and it's common knowledge to almost every Kenyan that teachers are not the best paid people. It doesn't matter whether you're a graduate or not. It doesn't matter how long you've worked, practice. You always feel that there's more. You need to do more. Therefore, through this opportunity, even as I go on with the teaching, because it's a job I love, I'm able to earn that extra income that gives me it helps me with my financial, my budget. As you've heard, I'm a mother of 4. So therefore, if you can guess, I'm not very young. But through this opportunity, through the use of these products, sometimes people have a hard time, guessing my age. I remember when I was posted to my current station, the members of the board, the ones I found there, one of them actually commented, "Hey, kwani tumeletewa msichana?" I had to take a lot of time to explain to her that I'm not a msichana who has just left college. I have taught for over 20 years, and I have actually an adult who is over 25. So I'd like to tell you that these products, they work. And apart from the fact that they work, there's also a chance to make an extra income for those who are looking. But today we are not going to concentrate so much on that. But I would like to say whoever invited you can tell you more about the business part of it. For now, I'll concentrate on our children, because at the center of every parent's heart is their child or their children, because they're the ones who own the future. For most of us, we have lived almost half our lives. Like I am almost celebrating half a century very soon. And therefore, the young ones, they're the ones who really we need the nutrition too as we age. But the young ones, because they're building, they are the foundation. This is the time they really need, the proper nutrition for that foundation. And not just that, we know what they are going through. I've told you I'm a teacher, especially now with the new normal, our children are really going through a very tough time in terms of timelines. They don't have a lot of time to relax, and they have to cover the same syllabus. Let no one lie to you that the syllabus has been changed or has been relaxed. It's the same. And they have to cover the same thing. The exams are the same. So we need to just support them. We need to ensure that they have taken a good nutrition. That way they're in a better position. They have a competitive edge when it comes to their peers. They don't have running noses. They're not suffering from too much fatigue. Therefore, that's what I want to talk about, children's health talk. So let me just scroll. Now, look at, as you look at that screen, you can see we have 2 types of meals. One is full of vegetables, the green vegetables and some red berries. The other one is a junk food, pizza, cake, chips, deep fried chicken. That is what burgers, that is what our children like. That is what they cry to you every day. Please, umeleta kitu. If you tell them you brought broccoli, you can be sure you're not at the best of terms with them. But we know very well, every adult knows that the healthy food is the vegetables and the fruits, So why should we avoid the junk foods? Junk food is, another name for junk food is a fast food. Why should we avoid it? It brings a lot of long-term health problems like obesity. I'm sure you've seen a lot of obese children, and I'd like to say that it's possible to reverse it with proper nutrition and a lot of patience. And apart from that, when a child is overweight or has obesity, then there's emotional issues, esteem issues. Children can be really mean to one another. They make comments. There may be those chronic illnesses that will come later in life. And even when they're young, they'll find themselves they're prone to infections compared to their colleagues who are a little lighter. So those very high extra calorie intakes for teenagers and younger children, they are not good for them, because they're going to bring in those issues like atopy. Atopy is something to do with these allergies. Okay, sometimes obviously the allergies are about the DNA and about family, probably inherited diseases, but you can keep them on the down low with proper nutrition. So like asthma, eczema, rhinitis, the ones I was talking about, it's worse when you have the issue of weight. Constipation, because the digestion is not so good. Addiction, because food is something you can get addicted to. Because what happens is that when you take a very high sugar diet, the sugars hike. And the way they go up so much, that is the way they'll crash. So the child will want a pick me up. Therefore, they will run for the biscuits, they'll run for the sweets, they'll run for the juices that people you see on the shelves. They are very unhealthy, Then, of course, it will lead also to poor academics. You know, fast food, we bring about this low academic performance because the high sugar levels, then, as I've said, are followed by the crashes, and that will affect the concentration. The child will have less energy. The child will have that low esteem, as I've talked about, you know, depression, sleep disturbances, especially when a child is used to these sugars like sodas. Some of these colored drinks have caffeine. Therefore, they have a problem sleeping. Their sleeping cycles are affected. And then there's that issue of hyperactivity. So that is why it is good to avoid junk food as much as possible. Maybe once in a while when you want to give the child a treat, but let it not be an everyday affair. And we may imagine that with this information age, every parent is aware that, you know, those junk foods are unhealthy, but not everybody is aware that giving your child sausages every single morning, giving them bacon every single morning is unhealthy. They think, okay, we didn't afford these things when we were growing up. We're eating cold ugali and roasted bananas. What we don't know is that roasted banana is healthier than eating white bread, than eating, you know, sausages and, you know, these eggs that we eat every other day. So I'll move on to the right way to eat. Half of our plate should be vegetables. Fill half of your plate with fruits and veggies. So ensure that the child's diet has a variety of fruits and you have a lot of vegetables on the plate. I know you may fight a little bit, but it's for the sake of that child. Then the protein should be just a quarter of the plate, as you can see there. And the grains, which as much as possible should be whole grains, should be another quarter. For the dairy, you can avoid the very high fat dairy. You can skim the milk for yourself or just ensure that it's low fat, because dairy is also good for the children because, you know, it's good for building strong bones and teeth. You know, we can also get our protein from beans, from eggs, nuts. They're also protein. Now, the good thing with whole grains is that you eat less and feel full than when you eat processed grain. You see, like now the white bread, it is full of sugar. And when you eat a lot of slices, you're still not full. You find a teen wanting to eat 6, 8, half a loaf, or even some boys will eat a whole loaf of bread. And probably if they have the whole meal bread, they may not eat all that. So it's a question of that processed food is not the best. How does a plate of your child look like on a daily basis? Do you give them the chips because that's what they like? Or do you feed them with what it is that is going to help them? We know we have a problem, especially with our teens today. They believe that githeri is bad food. I don't know where they got that from, when it's very healthy. It's a very healthy meal. Moving on, let me give, I've kept on talking about whole grains. So what are these whole grains? The whole wheat bread. And the whole wheat bread is not brown bread. Because there are some companies that have known people are going for healthy foods. Therefore, they just color it, it's still the processed wheat, and they give it to you. But the heavier bread, the bread that appears to have seeds, that is a whole wheat bread. Even oats, they don't taste that good, but you can mix them up with strawberries and such things, and then it can be a good breakfast. Then there is also the cereal known as quinoa. There's a brown, red, or even purple rice. Okay, I'm all mostly exposed to the brown rice. Most people say haivi, but if you're patient with it, it's still very okay. It's a question of how you train your taste buds. Whole grain pasta is still there. Popcorn is good, the good old popcorn. You know, whole grains are actually the building blocks for our health. They are the basic because they help to feed our cells. But with today's, you know, processing of foods, because they have to last longer on the shelf, is why we are eating very, you know, we're just eating white, and white is just sugar. We have so many whole grains, even the sorghum, the millet, zile tunajua tu, barley, you know, quinoa, as you can see there, the whole wheat. You know, ile mkate watu wanakataa, hiyo chapati ya brown, that is the one that is healthier than the white one. I know white is sweet, really sweet, but the question is, what is the nutritious value of that white? What is the nutritious value of that white, which is so white? Like now, I developed a habit where I nasiaga. Now, chukua mahindi ikiwa imekauka naenda nasiaga, we eat that ugali. And you know, most of us also were brought up on. At first, the children were like, "Hey, ugali. But today they're the ones who say the white one is not nice, it's not sweet, it's flat. So I think it's a question of the taste buds. It's a question of training our taste buds as we think about tomorrow. Most of us grew up country. We did not see any overweight children. Why do we have overweight children today? It has everything to do with the diet. Moving on, fruit. I talked about fruits and vegetables. We have a whole variety. You just prepare them in a, in a happy manner. Children want something exciting. You can find a way of mixing them up in a way that they look inviting and exciting to eat. I know every mother is very innovative. You'll find ways, because when you are eating fruits and vegetables in variety, issues of colds and flus and always getting these infections is going to be much, much lower. The child has a stronger fighting, is able to fight the infections. And our fruits and veggies, we call them antioxidants, because there's oxidation of cells on a daily basis. So these ones help to keep ourselves, to protect ourselves from the oxidation. Okay, I've talked a lot about protein again. Protein, we have the plant protein and we have the animal-based protein. Everybody requires protein because remember, even when we were taught in schools, these are what you call the body building foods. So the chickpeas, the oats also have some protein, the quinoa, even the brown rice. I'm telling you that whole grains don't only carry carbohydrates, they also carry other nutrients, vitamins, even minerals, and even the protein. Almonds, these nuts, broccoli, as you can see there, that is for the plant-based. Then for the animal-based, we have the eggs, the chicken, we have the prawns, those who are able to eat the seafoods or are able to get it, salmon, the cheese, the yogurt, especially the Greek kind of yogurt, the milk. Okay, so protein is also very, very important. So now we're talking about healthy eating for the child from head to toe. I'd like you to just have a glance at the picture and see, like for the brain, you can see those vegetables there. You can see some grains. For the hair, we need grains. Zinc is also very important for hair. For the eyes, we need carotene, the carotenoids. For the teeth, we need calcium because of bones formation. A digestive system, we also need our vegetables, we need our grains. For the skin, all these are interrelated. For the bones, again, which are related also to the teeth, you can see vegetables are there, the milk is there, the proteins are there. Also for our muscles, body building food. So it's important as we eat. What are we putting? What are we giving our children? Is it fuel to their bodies? Or is it just to fill their tummies? All right. So moving on. Now I've talked about Neolife as I was beginning. The gentleman you see there, flanked by the two ladies, his name is Jerry Brasfield. He is the one who began this organization when he was only 19. And how he happened to begin it, it was because he had a health challenge himself. He suffered serious asthma. And the mother stumbled upon some nutritious products, nutritional, that were able to help him with his asthma. And from there, he formed an interest and he began research himself and other scientists that he involved. And together, they were able to come up with the best products for our health. They are organic, as you can see, making the best natural organic products for very long, because it was way back 1958. So the company has been around since then. Actually, Jerry Brasfield is a man who is over 70. The picture you see there actually is a recent one. So you can be sure that with proper health, with proper nutrition, you don't have to show age, and you can age gracefully and live a full life to the end of your days. You don't have to have broken bones and you're leaning forward just because of age, or you have a disease here and a disease there. It is possible to actually live without these lifestyle diseases. So the people you see on the right-hand side, that is the Scientific Advisory Board. And one of them, Dr. Arthur Fast, is one of the founding members. And he rather was, because he's late, the toxicologist who discovered the chemotherapy of cancer. And therefore, of course, they know that the scientists know that the drugs are actually poisons. So actually came up with a product called VITA that helps to fight toxins in our system. That is purely made from food, that is fruits and vegetables. So for our children, we have specific products that are tailored for them. These are to help now bridge the nutritional gap, because you agree with me that being able to eat 6 to 7 different types of fruits and veggies on a daily basis is an uphill task for everyone, even those who can afford it. Leave alone the cost now, the issue of even the timings and even the children, their taste buds and their preferences. So we have one of our products for our children that is called VITA. VITA is a product that is a complete antioxidant complex. And why are we calling it a complex? Because it's a mix of fruits and vegetable concentrates. It contains 120 chewable tablets. It is very nice. It is sweet. Children like it. Actually, if you buy it, you have to hide because they can take the whole bottle. But the good thing is that this is not just sweets a child is eating. And actually, for those who have a problem with their children craving sweets, and I have never come across a child who doesn't crave sweets, this will help to lower their cravings for sweets. Why? Because one, it will keep their blood sugars at the right levels. And in the process, it's also giving them that antioxidant protection, because it has the whole food carotenoids for the immunity of the child. Then, good news, it's equivalent to 1 large serving of fruits and vegetables. Just 2 tablets on a daily basis. It's great tasting, as I've said, and it's from all natural fruit. You're not giving your child anything artificial or anything that has been manufactured from, they're all from the food chain, I mean. So they are not artificial flavors or colors or even preservatives. I can tell you, I've told you I have 4 children. They are using those VITA, those now are big enough. I've moved on to the adult equivalent that we call the 3NN. So VITA, sorry, for the children, the VITA, our equivalent is carotenoid complex. It helps, as I've said, to protect us. It has the fruits and vegetables, very good product. Then moving on, we have the VITA squares. VITA squares are also very sweet. They're nice, they're great tasting, and they are chewable. They're also from the all natural fruits. They contain, again, now the grain concentrates for the essential lipids and sterols. What are those? Those are the essential oils that we need to feed our cells. We know that nutrition begins at cellular level. And when our cells lack the proper nutrition, and remember, they are the gateway for everything that we eat, for the assimilation to take place, and for the waste products to be exported. We need our cells to be at their best. And how are they at their best? They are soft and permeable, and that soft permeability is brought about by the fact that we have enough oils that come from the whole grains. I like to give this example of the maize, the maize seed. The maize seed, you see that cover, and then there is that jam, the jam at the center. When the rats go eating the grain, they never eat the white part. So the question is why? Because even animals know what is nutritious. So that part is all they eat. That's the oily part. That is the most important part of the grain, the covering, because they contain vitamins and they contain minerals. So our VITA squares have those grain concentrates that will help the cells of the children be well fed. They also contain vitamin A that contributes to the maintenance of the normal function of the immune system and also normal vision. So a child who is also taking proper nutrition will not have eye problems. And if they have, they will be easily solved as they move on. Then also there's vitamin C that bring about normal function of the immune system, protecting of the cells, and even the oxidation I talked about. A child will also not have that tiredness and fatigue. They'll just be the normal, vibrant child. And as you can see that ring there, there's a vitamin A, there's the B1, the B2, B5, B6, all the complex of vitamins, and even C, vitamin D, E, and so in essence, I'm saying this VITA squares is also a complete supplement to bridge the gaps also for our vitamins and minerals in our children. Remember again, our soils are depleted because we are using the same soil over and over again. So most of the foods even that are produced don't have enough of those nutrients. So that is VITA squares. Then we have omega-3 salmon oil plus. I'm sure most of us, when you're growing up, those whose parents were a bit exposed, they knew about omega-3. Either you were given something that we used to call I've forgotten the name, but I remember we were made to take a spoon every morning. If not that, there was a spoonful of 7C. Now, omega-3 is a much better version, and the scientists of Neolife will not be happy with me comparing, because it cannot be compared with any other omega-3 product in the market. Not to belabor the point, omega-3 salmon oil plus has all the 8 omega-3s that the body needs, because it is drawn from the flesh of the salmon oil, the salmon fish, and it's very effective. Actually, if I'm to talk about omega-3, I can talk about it the whole day, because most of the people I've shared the omega-3 with, and also personally the way I've seen it, somebody may have very high cholesterol levels. Let me talk about now the adults. And when of taking omega-3 for some time, they go back to the doctor, and the doctor is like, okay, your cholesterol levels are so good. What have you been doing? These are testimony from one of my clients. For the children now, remember, our children are forming. Their brains are growing. They are always exposed to colds and flus, you know. So if you have a child who has a running nose over and over, omega-3 salmon oil plus will sort them out. It will cure, it will prevent those chest pains. You will say goodbye to cough syrups, you know, because to strengthen the immunity. And in the process of strengthening the immunity, it will help healthy brain development, because it feeds the brain. Sometimes you wonder why our brothers and sisters from the coast, rather from the lake region and even from the coast, have high IQs. It's because from when they are very young, they take fish. When their mothers are expecting them, they take fish. Fish oils are very essential for our brains. And apart from the brains, also the strong heart and a strong body. Yeah, it helps to absorb the healthy foods in the body. So a child will have an all-round health. Like I can give an example, because now I joined Neolife just before I gave birth to my child, who is now 15. So I knew that I needed to take the omega-3. So when the doctor would prescribe the 7Cs or whatever it is from the counter, I would just go for omega-3 salmon oil. So I'd like to say that, of course, apart from now the family line, the child is a cut above others, because her brain development, I can say, is really good from the word go. And performance in school has been really good, and it continues to be good. You know, the child's IQ just develops the way it should. I recommend this for every parent, omega-3 salmon oil plus. Okay, move on. We also have the All-C, the chewable All-C. All-C, it just stands for, it's a vitamin C that has all that is needed. You know, chewable vitamin C, equivalent of 4 oranges in each tablet. Come say, you know, when it's very cold, you are struggling to have your child eat a fruit. I'm very sure. Wakati wa baridi, people don't feel like eating fruits because it's cold. With this All-C, it is sweet. So I'm telling you, mtasema goodbye to lollipops, because the child will not be missing them and hiding to go and eat sweets. It's delicious. It has a delicious cherry flavor, and even the adults can eat it. Of course, the immune system is supported. It has a concentrate we are calling the neoplex, and it has a phytonutrient spectrum of orange, yeah, and it has also been added the family of vitamin C, the rose hips and the cherries. So what I can say is that it's nature's richest vitamin C. I know we know those ones that are FFS can that we put in water, they dilute. In vitamin C. But I'd like to tell you, Neolife's vitamin C, you have that, you're covered. Your child will be just fine. And you too. You can buy that can, you take it together with your child. And preferably for the adults, if you don't want the chewable one, we have one we call the sustained release vitamin C that you just swallow with water, because that one is a little bit bitter. And this one is chewable. And as I've told you, you have to hide. Ukiweka hapo, you'll find the whole can gone. They'll eat it because it's just sweet. Then we have nutrition. Remember, I talked about proteins. Every growing child, remember, protein is body building. And however much we talk about eating of especially the plant protein and the animal protein, sometimes too much of the red meat is also not healthy for all of us, even their children. So we can throw in the nutrition to just support the bit of bodybuilding. This one is quite delicious. We have 3 flavors. We have the chocolate, we have the strawberry, and we have the vanilla. So this one is suitable for everybody. You can mix with milk or fruit juice or even water. But for children, because they want something tasty, you can put the natural fruit juice or milk. It has all the 22 amino acids. Those who know what amino acids are, they're the building blocks for the proteins. Very rich. One time I shared with a parent whose child had a problem with diet. They were not eating, therefore they were not growing very well, their milestones. And when they took just 1 can of nutrition, the parent could just see a marked change in terms of the growth, and the child just changed. They even started having a better appetite. This nutrition is not only for children, as I've said, it's for the whole family. If you have a member of the family who is struggling with diet, they're not doing very, very well, it's also very good to support them so that they can, at least it's a quick pickup for the building blocks for the bodybuilding food. So you just mix with fruit juice, as I've said. It has high quality protein, it's low fat, therefore it's not going to affect your diet plans. It's also low allergy, because there are people who have allergy to wheat, allergy to lactose. It's corn-free. So a very good health shake. Even for those who are into a lot of heavy exercises, they may need that supplement, the NutriShake, to help them with the body, repairing the body, because it's now for, protein is for bodybuilding. Then we have Liquivite. Liquivite is liquid version of the VITA that I showed at the beginning. It has, it's good for younger children who are not good to chew the tablet, although some parents even still buy the tablet and crush it for the child. As you can see, it has all those vitamins, the A, the D, all the vitamins I was talking about earlier, the amino acid, supports energy production, other key nutrients like lecithin, iodine, and all that are very good supplements. It's very sweet. It has that flavor it's sweet because it's a mixture of fruits and veggies. So any child can take it, and even not just child, even an adult who prefers the syrups. It is good for everybody. Whole food carotenoids with all the vitamins. Very wonderful product. And before I end, there's also something I like to say about our teenagers. There's a product we call Calmac, calcium magnesium, chelated calcium magnesium. When the teens, especially the girls, get into their menses, sometimes they suffer a lot in terms of cramping, the cramps. The ladies may understand what I mean by that. Even fathers, I'm sure. So sometimes parents and children really suffer because the only thing the doctor can give most of the time is the painkillers, which are also not good when taken for a long time. So our calcium magnesium, because it helps with the relaxing of nerves and muscles, is very good. Also, we have a herbal called the feminine herbal complex. This one is good for every woman or a young lady because it helps now with those crampings. Anything to do with the reproductive system, the feminine herbal complex is very good. I assisted a family member with it, a teen, and she used to have very serious those crampings, and they affect even their studies. Some of them are not able to go to class during that time. Therefore, the feminine herbal complex, I would recommend it, including zinc. We have the chelated zinc for both the young ladies and the young men because it's good for immune function. It helps them even, in the supporting the body, as I've said, in their growth. So zinc is also a wonderful product. Then we have mind enhancement complex. As I've said, as a teacher, I have seen our children struggle. Now, this one is just a natural product again that helps for mental performance to optimize, for enhanced memory. Up around exam time, this time when they're studying in a crash program also. So it gives them better focus, clearer thinking, prompt recall. They'll remember what they have studied. So this one is good for everybody, children and even adults. It has 7 herbs, complementary benefits of 7 herbs to promote the peak mental performance. It has, it maintains levels, very high levels of neurotransmitters. Okay, I will not go so much into that acetylcholine, whatever, but it just helps the brain to function at its best, if I can put it in layman's language. So it will strengthen the memory and your concentration and protect the cerebral tissues. So a child thinks clearer, they don't get tired too fast. They don't get that so much stress that they even leads to almost nervous breakdown. Exams can be very stressful, the exam period. So mind enhancement complex is a supplement. I would tell the parents the hub that you can help your child with, to support them in their studies and just to give them that easier time as they continue with their studies. Then again, I've mentioned teens and young adults. Teens and young adults, like from around 13, Formula 4 is a product that has just like VITA squares, because it has a whole grain supplement, but now on top of it, it's been added some multivitamins and minerals. So it's good for our teens and for the young adults. I talked about the salmon oil. I've talked about the chelated zinc. Again, it has it's good for immune function. It's good for hair, nails. They are very conscious about how they look. It also will help with things to do with their hormonal balances. So there'll be less issues of breakouts, those unsightly, what do you call them? The ones that come on the forehead, acne, because these things come due to hormonal imbalance. So a teen doesn't have to go through that. It doesn't have to be the case. Just because I'm a teenager, I don't have to have a face full of acne. I've mentioned mind enhancement complex. Now there's a sister to the NutriShake. It's called New Life Shake. It has the same nutrients that the NutriShake has, only that this one has been added some fiber. And it's more for people who are also trying to watch their diet in terms of weight. But it has all the amino acids, or the 22 amino acids the body requires. Okay, then media. Okay, we are talking of exams. Exam time. Exam time is a time that is stressful for everybody. Not only children, but even some of us adults, we go back to school. Omega-3, you can be sure, is wonderful brain power for studying and writing. Zinc, it helps with your concentration and keeping you focused, and also mind enhancement. So we have that opportunity to help our children not to suffer through. We are talking of a healthy child. When you have a healthy child, we have a healthy world. Remember, when a child grows, having the best choices in terms of nutrition, even that child one day will be an adult, will be a parent. So they will also help their children to make healthy choices. Like, for instance, personally, of course, some of us was by default, but we did not eat them. Because we grew up country, our parents could not afford mukate kila siku, sausage was something foreign to us, deep fried stuff. It was something that was never in the menu or even mentioned. The only junk we came close to was chapati. Most of the time, Christmas time or once in a while. So we know today that most families in Kenya are middle-level income families. And many parents, it's unfortunate, are making the wrong choices for their children, because I had one time I was talking to a doctor and I was asking him, can you reach the parents to the children who come to the pediatric, because he was working in the pediatrics, and talk to them about nutrition. And he told me he has a very hard time convincing parents not to stop giving some food to their children. Why? Because they say, unajua sisi, when we're growing up, we're not able to afford things like sausages and bacon. So it's our time to give our children these things that they never ate. What they don't know is they are digging a nutritional grave for their children, because again, we've said these foods are addictive. So let us train our children that arrows is not shady food. Bananas is not bad food. It's not boring food. Let's train our children rushing for white rice. As a teacher, I can tell you, when we serve our children githeri, most of them don't go to the dining hall. And I'm talking of a school where the parents are low income, not even middle income. So when I ask them why, they tell us, githeri sana. Githeri is not good food. To them now, the day we serve rice, and it is white rice, then they all rush to the dining hall. They don't want to eat githeri. But I believe it's all about conditioning, it's all about training. Let children know that sweet potatoes, arrowroots, whole foods, they are not boring foods. They are nutritious foods, and they should be proud to eat them. Because I believe when you have a healthy child, you have a healthy world. So I really, really want to thank you for listening, taking time to listen about our children's health and nutrition. And I'd like to say that as we take care of our children's health and nutrition, let's remember to take care of our own. But today we are concentrating on our children. And I want to thank you so very much for listening. I would like to hand over back to Fred so that he can also share to us. Thank you so much for listening. Fred.
Well, thank you so much, Juliet. That was amazing, amazing. You know, just listening to you talking, I'm thinking, hey, this lady belongs to the Scientific Advisory Board. She has too much knowledge about these products and our opportunity. For those who don't know, Juliet has been in this business for a while. She's one of the leaders in my team. Very, very successful distributor, rose all the way to the world team level. Actually, we've traveled with her to several countries with Neolife and her husband. And it's amazing what Neolife can do for you. It gives you better health, ensures your children are healthy, and gives you a lifestyle. I mean, you get to travel, you get to enjoy life, and as well as make money. So it's quite amazing what is possible in Neolife. I must say that I've been a beneficiary of these products, especially on the children's program. I'm a father with 4 beautiful girls. My kids started on omega-3 when they were 1 day old. And Juliet has actually explained it very well, that omega-3, when we were growing up, we were given 7 C's and cod liver oil by our parents. But the modern parent is not doing that. And that is why most of our kids today are surviving on prescription medicine. We're always in hospitals and that kind of thing. Maybe Juliet, you can stop screen sharing. So, so what happened is that when I got into Neolife, I actually got excited about these products. I started using them. I saw what they could do. The first beneficiaries for me were my parents. My dad had ulcers. My mom had high blood pressure. We were able to manage those 2 conditions with these products. Later in life, when I got my own family, from day 1, I started them off. From day 1, I started my family off on omega-3. And they started using omega-3. In fact, a parent was asking me, how do you give omega-3? And I told them, you just blister the tablet, squeeze it in the mouth of the child, and the kid is happy. The kid is excited. And you can imagine from day 1, the only time they didn't take our products is when they were in the maternity ward. But after they came out, which was like 1 day later, they immediately started on omega-3. Now, I've continued to give my children the products over the years, and I have seen a fantastic benefit that they have gotten. In class, they always top in class. They always perform very well in class. They're very bright, very sharp. And when it comes to the final exams, my kids have always performed very well. In fact, my first 2 daughters are already in national schools, courtesy of the Neolife products. And I can tell you the program works. It has given me confidence. I've shared this product with so many parents, so many teachers use these products. I always say this, as a parent, you spend all the money, really paying school fees and that kind of thing, because you want your child to perform the best. So when it comes now to the final exams, or when it comes to the nutritional side of it, why shouldn't you spend a few shillings, buy your child omega-3, buy mind enhancement at the very minimal, if you want to buy the entire program, and give it to them, so that you ensure that the money you have spent on school fees, you get the full benefit out of it, because the child is able to recall what they have been learning over the years and be able to write it down on that crucial day of the final exam, rather than spending all the money on school fees and then just hoping for the best. And then the child is not able to remember what they learned, and their results are not good. And as you know, the final exam usually influences the rest of the life for that particular child. If they don't perform well, they start having problems in their career. You have to run around looking for a school for them. Their self-esteem suffers. There are so many things that ride on that particular certificate. And parents, let us not gamble with the future of our children, especially when we have a solution in Neo Life, which has been used by so many people, so many parents, and they have ended up having children who are excelling in school. If it is the issue of the cramping and the menses, I also saw it with my own daughter, the firstborn, who was having that particular problem. And Feminine Herbal and Calmag have actually been able to calm her down so well that she's able to go through school without having all those problems. Yeah. And especially now with the onset of COVID, it is very, very important for us to support the health of our families, of our children with supplements as they go to school. Because you know, whether you've been vaccinated or not, you will still contract COVID. And you don't want your child to go to school, fall sick, or even bring that COVID to you at home. And you end up having a problem within the family. So guys, these are fantastic products. Let us use them. I can tell you, when you have a VITA Squares in the house, a VITA Guard in the house, even you yourself as a parent, you pass by there and you take a tablet or two and you suck it. As it's very good for sore throats when you're having sore throats. When you have a mind enhancement, don't just give it to the kids, also take it for yourself, and you'll find that you'll be very, very sharp and very, very alert. So guys, we have come to the end of our session. It has been a fantastic session. Thank you so much, Juliet, for bringing it out so nice, so simply. And I said, wow, I think I should have gone and learned how to become a teacher. That delivery was just fantastic. And next week, we'll be back again. We'll be discussing another aspect of health. I welcome you back next week. Come with a friend. In the meantime, this video will be available later this evening. Make sure you send it to a friend, a neighbor, a relative. Let us change people's lives. Let us help parents make the right decisions as far as the nutrition of their family is concerned. If you're here and you're a guest, remember you have two choices. You can either buy the products from the person who invited you, or you can join the business and join us in this journey to make the world a healthier and happier place. And once you join the business, even before you sell anything, the first thing that you need to do is fix the health of your families. In fact, for me, I always advise people, join the business, not because you want to make a lot of money initially, but you want to fix the health of your family, because your health is your greatest wealth. And you may make money from other sources, but if your health goes down, my friend, you will lose all those properties, selling them off one at a time as you're rushing to India and so many other places. And instead of keeping quiet and depending on ugali and sukuma wiki, which you have been told so clearly by Juliet, it doesn't have the nutrients that are supposed to be in it because of the soils that the way the soils have been depleted. I won't get into that, but you all know the story about balanced diet and the way we are not eating right. Instead of sitting and waiting for a time bomb, because most of these diseases don't have a warning. A stroke doesn't give you a warning. You get a headache once, twice, the next day you have a stroke. You don't get any warnings. Instead of waiting for this time bomb to explode, join the business. Start doing your own shopping from Neo Life. Buy products for your own family. Safeguard their health. It will save you a lot of money and time and anguish later in life, because you'll avoid all these major diseases that are killing so many people. Otherwise, guys, it was great chatting with you. Have a blessed Sunday evening, and I look forward to seeing you again next week on Sunday. Remember, for those who would like to get to know more about the business, tomorrow we'll be having a business presentation at about 8 p.m. We have a leader from South Africa who will be taking us through it. You are welcome to attend that one so that you can be able to see how the business works, and you can see how you can benefit when you become a distributor. It was great chatting with you. God bless you all, and see you at the top.